everyone, and Merry Christmas! I am feeling the Christmas cheer right now. I have already done so many Christmas things, it's ridiculous. I've gone Christmas caroling, I've thrown a Christmas party, I've gone to the Festival of the Holidays at Epcot, I'm going to a Christmas boat parade, I went to the Nutcracker. Lots of stuff. I love this time of year so much, and I hope that you are spending your Christmas exactly the way that you want to. And I just want to read you a little story that I wrote, and this is from National Novel Writing Month, but I didn't include it in the other video because I wanted to save it for Christmas. It's very simple, and I had a really pleasant time writing it on my couch, which is across from me right now, while looking at the tree and with my cat on my chest, and it just felt very nice and warm and chill. And so I wanted to share it with you and wish you all the good wishes of the season, and tell me how your Christmas went, please. I'd like to know. This is simply called Christmas. I'm standing at the window. I don't think any of them notices me. It's funny the way I'm watching them while they do their little pantomime, and none of us needs the other one to exist, but we're all part of this pretty picture. I'm guessing it's pretty. I'd have to be someone else on the street to know for sure. But anyway, I'm on the sidewalk, looking into the department store window, and there are these two people dressed like elves, and they're decorating the tree, only it's clearly already been decorated, and they don't really need to be doing this. But it makes for a good show and maybe gets people in the door, which is what they want, I'm assuming. The people in charge of the elves, not the elves themselves. Although maybe they want it too. Who am I to say? Maybe they get bored in there, and it's nice to get customers so they can have other interactions that don't involve overdressing a very heavily ornamented tree. Maybe they want to hear what people have to say about the weather. After all, the elves have probably been indoors all day. They're not sure if they're going to need to dig their gloves out of their bag before they head home. I wonder if they have long train journeys home. I like the train, although this time of year I find it very difficult to stand the heat. I refuse to take off any of my layers, especially if I'm getting off in a couple stops. So I sit in my seat and sweat drips down my back and even into my butt crack, but I don't remove anything. Not even my hat, scarf, or gloves. I sit and roast like a marshmallow on a stick. This is simply part of the experience. And it makes stepping off the train and emerging above ground into the wintry air even better. It feels like drinking a tall glass of ice water after being lost in the desert for a couple days. I love that feeling. The elves in the window are wrapping presents now. I love this part. Every time I see them do this, I just love it. The way they run their scissors through the sheets of shiny paper, I can just hear the clean sound of the cut. Then they get the corners of the paper so crisp when they wrap their boxes. It honestly gives me goosebumps. I imagine being that good at anything, only I can't actually imagine it. I've never done anything that precise in my life. I close my eyes for just a second and picture my own hands wrapping the packages, my fingers pinching along the sharp lines, making tight folds without having to cut off any excess or hide any mistakes. It feels good. This is the way life should always feel. But I guess if it always felt so good, it would be easy to stop appreciating little things, and I really appreciate the way the elves are wrapping the presents. I wonder if there's actually anything in the boxes, and if it matters. There are a few other people around, a couple kids and their parents, and a pair of girls who look very in love. They're holding each other's gloved hands and talking softly about their Christmas plans. I wasn't that anxious to begin with, but I feel even more calm with their voices nearby. It feels like nothing bad can happen with voices like those around. Feminine voices, in-love voices, gentle voices. The kids are a little louder, which isn't my favorite thing, but their parents are responding quietly and trying to set a good example, so that makes me happy. I'd set a good example if I had any kids, but I don't want them, and that's okay. There's music playing from somewhere. It's hard to tell where the speakers are, but I don't think they're inside the store, because the song isn't muffled at all. I wonder if the elves are listening to the same music in there. Do they ever get tired of Christmas music? I never do. I swear, I really love it, and I can listen to it at any time of the year, even when it's hot and loud and no one is being nice to each other. On those days, I can put on a Christmas song and feel warm in a cozy way, not in an uncomfortable summer subway ride way. I can picture the snow and the lights and all the people smiling who don't normally smile. That's what Christmas music does for me. It makes me feel like there's some good in the world, and we just hadn't been looking in the right place for it. I honestly don't understand people who don't like it, or the ones who get angry when they hear it in November. The music isn't trying to hurt anyone, and neither are the decorations. They're only trying to make us merry. I'm feeling pretty merry by the time the elves finish wrapping the presents. By now I think they must have seen me. I hope they're glad to have a devoted audience. Standing in front of the window's bright light, I barely even feel the biting cold. It's turned into a pleasant, dull sensation that seems to concentrate itself mostly in the tip of my nose. I wonder if I have a jolly red nose like Rudolph. I bet I probably do, and that makes me smile to myself. That's one thing I love about Christmas. You can smile to yourself and no one really thinks you're crazy. You're just touched by the holiday spirit. The elves are fiddling with some garlands, straightening the packages under the tree, and speaking to each other in voices I can't hear. It looks like they're done for the night. They smile out at everyone on the sidewalk for the first time and wave in unison. We all wave back. It feels so nice to be doing something together with the people around me. All of us waving. How precious is that? It feels like a big goodnight hug. I put my hands in my coat pockets. The in love girls are heading in the same direction I need to go, so I give them a head start so they won't think I'm following them. I think it's nice to do these things for each other, so everyone can worry a little less. I stamp to keep my feet warm. I guess the elves took all my warmth with them when they stepped down from their platform in the window. I think the rest of the night will be good. I walk back to my apartment, sticking to well-lit streets, appreciating everyone who's decorated their balcony or stoop. The night is getting colder and I'll be glad to be back home soon. The smells from different restaurants float out onto the street every time someone opens a door, eager for their dinner reservation. I'm starting to feel hungry now that I think of it. I'll rustle up something good, no worries there. When I stamp the snow off my boots and open the door to my place, 2 different meows greet me. One slightly high and plaintive, the other low and scratchy. My cats, a black and white and a brown tabby, are already there, rubbing against my legs and nipping at my boots as I kick my boots off and set them just inside the door. I fall to my knees on the rug and give the cats kisses for a while, rubbing their bellies when they offer them. I throw a couple toy mice around until the cats are tired, and then I crawl over to our tiny Christmas tree and plug in the lights. I go to the kitchen and start to make a pretty complicated soup, but I'm kind of tired at this point, so it becomes a pretty simple soup. I put the soup on the coffee table, flop down on the couch, and open my laptop. One cat jumps up to join me, then the other. The 3 of us snuggle in and watch a movie while I sip the soup. I don't think we could be any cozier right now. It feels good to just be here with them, eating soup in the light of our Christmas tree. It feels good to have that be enough. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this cozy little story and that nice meow we got. And Merry Christmas, everyone. I really hope you can find some things to smile about today. I know it's a hard time of year for a lot of people. Take some time and look at some lights and maybe have some cookies or eggnog, or whatever treat you want. It's Christmas, treat yourself. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and Merry Christmas.